Perfect.
Ciao, I'm Enzo.
I'm Celia,
This is a Piazza Talk, our channel about our life in Lucca.
and in the Tuscan Hills.
Please hit the subscribe button. Grazie. Ciao a tutti. A few days ago, we had a very interesting conversation with an English friend about Italian food and things, and he said, but sugo, which is the basic of a lot of Italian dishes, is so simple but so complicated. Why don't you actually make a video on sugo, the sauce, the salsa, I would like to call it. Sugo itself is a tomato sauce. And then I thought about it, and yes, it is simple, but when you master sugo, you have got the technique to go on to more complex Italian recipe. This is the basic one, but you can make a lasagna simple or ragù, so you can start a ragù starting from the sugo, or you can make also a fish sauce for the spaghetti, in which case you would use garlic and parsley is better. Yes, what you need is olive oil, tinned tomatoes or fresh tomatoes if you have them, an onion, and basil leaves. This is the pasta. And you get started. The first thing we do is chop the onion. And now we have a circle of olive oil on medium heat. And then I wait for a couple of minutes until the oil warms up and becomes hotish. Traditionally in Tuscany they often make the sugo in a terracotta pot, but unfortunately we don't have one here. And now it's getting ready for the onions. And now on a lower heat. I keep stirring them because I don't want to burn the onion.
And the thing is to do everything slowly, isn't it? Not to think you can cook faster by turning the heat up.
So you can see that the onions they get a bit soft now. I have used a small onion, but if you have a big onion, just use half of it.
This is for what, 4 people?
This is 4 people, this one, yes. I got 2 tins of tomato. 1. And 2. Okay, now the onions are ready, and it's time to add the tinned tomatoes. One and 2, and I'm adding some water, and I got to rinse both tins because I don't want to waste all this beautiful juice. And we can go around. You can see these tomatoes are the entire tomatoes. So what I do, I just break them with my wooden spoon. Okay, now I've broken all the tomatoes here. To make a good sauce, you have to cook it for a bit. I would say at least 20 minutes, half an hour. And you want to make sure that it doesn't dry, otherwise it will stick to the bottom and it's not very good.
Or it's too liquid.
Or too liquid anyway. If you are too loose, I should add maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons of tomato paste.
But I think, isn't it, the mistake a lot of people make is that they don't cook it long enough.
What you need is that you need the right kind of, density of the sauce. Most important things does need to stick, otherwise it burns and it's not very nice.
So slow, low cooking.
Slow, low cooking. I'll say 20 minutes, half an hour at least. Depends
Over a low flame.
On a low flame, yes.
Or a low heat.
Okay, it's nearly ready. It's now the right density. I'm going to add, I got to season now. Got the dissolved salt, and I am going to add some basil leaves. So what I need to do here is to tear them with my hands. That's the most important.
As we always say, you must tear them.
Yes.
To get the flavor out.
Yes. Okay. You can like this, and I think it's ready.
What could be simpler
Yeah,
and more delicious?
yeah.
So, the quintessential of Italian food, would you say?
Yes, spaghetti al pomodoro, pasta al pomodoro.
Particularly if you're a Neapolitan.
Yes.
Perfect. I think it's my comfort food as well.
Ah, you got that kind of culture transformation. I thought your comfort food was fish and chips.
So, bon appetito to everybody, and enjoy the simplest of dishes.
Last week we made a video about pasta, how to buy pasta, and how to read a packet of pasta. And I got a lot of feedback on several Facebook groups and private messages and so on there. And also found out that in the United States it's quite difficult to understand the percentage of protein, because they have a protein per serving, while here we have a protein per 100 grams. So when we read 14 grams out of 100 grams, it's clearly 14%. And while if you have 8 grams out of a serving, and you don't know how many grams a serving, which is now worked out is 55 grams, it is again 14%. So this is due to different system of measurements. For instance, this is the pasta we have. Again, so this is a small print here. So we see that protein is 14.5 grams, so it's very high here, out of 100 grams, so it is 14.5%. Same applies, this is Bruno, and same applies to pasta garofalo. If we can read it, that is a bit more complicated here. So you have here, I think 14%, I think I read here, out of, again, 100 grams. So this is the way that we understand the level of protein. I just want to say the higher the better. So it means that you eat protein and nice things, so that in starch and carbohydrates. So this is something that I like to say again.
These are my little personal pride and joy, because I propagated them from, I don't know how many were there, just about one bush. And now we have a whole display, and they're old wild roses, and just look how beautiful.
The scent is actually wonderful.
It is, and they're just so pretty.
But if I remember, these roses were found by Assunta's grandfather in the wood.
That's right. And she just had one, and I don't know, they've just gone.
Beautiful. I mean, this is the best rose bush that we ever seen.
Well, it's lots of roses.
Yeah, we'll cut it down every so and so, because otherwise it becomes, takes over the entire land here.
Sadly, of course, they only flower once, but they are beautiful.
If you enjoy our videos, please leave a like and subscribe. It helps us enormously with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much.